Good morning and welcome to the second day of Global Week in the auditorium. My name is Honey. This morning started by an interesting conversation about how becoming international can benefit you in the working life. Jutta Karlsson is a 2017 graduate from Business College, Helsinki. She participated strongly in the international activities in the school and in her life after graduation. Today she is working in an international bank as an anti-money laundering officer. She is here to tell about her international experiences and how they shaped her professional life. She is interviewed by our own international coordinator, Emma Piha. Welcome Emma Piha and Jutta Karlsson.
Good morning. Okay, now it's working. So good morning everyone. I'm here today with my best friend Jutta, who's also an alumni of our school. I'm the international coordinator and I'm happy to have her here to tell about herself. So Jutta, who are you?
Can you hear me actually? Can you hear me now? Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for inviting me here. My name is Jutta. I'm 26 years old, and as mentioned, I'm a 2017 graduate from Helsinki Business College. And what else you want to know?
So what are you doing right now?
I'm working in an international bank in Danske Bank, and Danske Bank, and I'm basically investigating money laundering. And after I graduated, I've been working in a. You can hear me now. Okay, thanks. So after I graduated, I've been working in customer service in a bank, but since last year, I've been working in Danske Bank like a year and a half about now.
So as mentioned before, you were pretty much involved in the international activities in Business College. So what did you do?
I took part in the field trip we did in Germany. That's actually a picture from there. That's our group. We didn't actually know each other in advance when we went there, so that was actually a pretty exciting period. We spent 2-3 weeks in Germany, and we went around like different cities. We visited schools, different businesses, and basically learned about German culture, and also we had a few German classes as well. Can't really speak German, but I guess I know the basics, or I should know them, but that's about it.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, that was like really fun period. And Tina is still working here, so she was with us there as well.
Okay, and then I know that you did an internship in Thailand. Tell us about that.
I did an internship in Thailand, and it took 3 months around. Yeah. So I was working in a diving company. That's a picture from our day of work. So I was working in a diving center as a snorkeling guide, and that must be the best job I have ever had so far.
So how's the work different from working in Finland?
Well, the days were like really long. It was like 9 to 12 hours per day, and basically you didn't know like how many hours you worked, like each day. Like you basically went to work, and you didn't know like if it lasts 9 hours or 12 hours. So they were like really physical, because obviously we were like swimming and under the sun like all day long, and it was really like customer-oriented work. Like we met like a lot of people from different backgrounds every day. There was a lot of Finnish people, a lot of Chinese, German, people from UK, all around the world. And obviously like we did a lot of like cooperation with the locals as well. And well, sometimes it was really hard to communicate with the locals since they didn't speak English at all. And at that time I was always also really nervous of speaking English myself as well. So yeah, it was like, it was really fun time. And but yeah, there was like a lot of good things, but maybe the hardest thing was to like try to like conform with the day-to-day living and like with the local culture.
So I know that you were in a little sticky situation once in Thailand when you arrived there. Talk about that one.
Yeah, that was actually that was the first week when I went there, and well, it was like, how to explain? Well, that was the first week I went there, and I started to work on Thursday, and I had a hotel booking until Thursday already. But then before I started to work, I went around to the island with my boss and tried to look up place for living for the next 3 months. And we found one place, and the lady said that, yeah, you're welcome to come here, like basically whenever. There's some people staying here until tomorrow, but you can come like whenever after that. And I told her like, okay, well, I will come like in 2 days or 3 days, whatever. And after all, I ended up going there like 1 day before I said I will come. And the lady said that, oh, well, there's still, like, people are still staying here. So I think they're like staying for a longer period already, still. And I was basically standing there like, it was like, I don't know, 8 p.m. It was quite late, like there, because like I needed to work like 6 a.m. every morning. And I was standing there in front of the house with the local lady who like barely didn't speak English at all. And I asked her like, well, do you know any places I could go like for the night? Is there like any cheap places to go, hostels, whatever? And she said like, well, no, there's nothing, I guess. So I don't know, what should you do? And I already checked out from the hotel I was staying, and it was like really far away from the place. And so there I ended up staying in the back of the lady's like grocery store. So basically the lady bed on me, and she was like sleeping like on the floor herself. And yeah, she barely didn't speak English at all, so it was like really hard to communicate with her. But that must have been the creepiest night I have ever had, because the lady woke up like 2 times, and she was singing. Once she was singing in Thai language, watching some YouTube videos, and other time she was probably like talking phone, half English, half Thai, and I didn't know what's happening, and it was like really creepy. But yeah.
Yeah, certain cultural differences, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, then I ended up finding a place to sleep like on the next day. So it was pretty good.
Yeah, so that was the worst of Thailand. So what was the best experiences over there?
Well, probably the carefree living style. Like people didn't stress about anything basically, which I really loved. And also like well, the working culture, that was like really different, which I have used in Finland. Like even though the days were like really long and it was really tired, like I was really tired every day. But like every morning when I woke up, like I was like full of energy, and I was really happy to go to work. And like I didn't care about the hours I worked. Like it was like all the people were really, really nice and like open-minded, and it was like really easy to like fit in after all. Like before I went there, I was really nervous. Do I fit in? Do I get to know anyone? Or do I want to speak English in front of everyone and stuff like that? But after all, everything went like really good. But yeah, I think that was the best thing.
So, living in Thailand was kind of a kickstart for your internationality. So, I know that afterwards, after you graduated, you lived in Australia. So, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I went to Australia basically pretty much straight away I graduated. It was like 6 months after, I guess. So actually you went to Australia before me, so I have heard like so many things from you and from other friends. So I think going to Thailand kind of like triggered my desire to go to Australia, since I was like really interested about going to Australia, staying there for a year, working, traveling, and stuff like that. So I ended up going there alone, which was like really scared first. But I guess like if I wouldn't have take part of like international activities in like at school, I wouldn't have go there, because I think I wouldn't have the courage.
Okay.
At that point.
So you did a working holiday visa in Australia. So I'm interested to know, where did you work? Because I had so many different kind of workplaces. So tell us, where did you go?
Yeah, I was mainly working in hospitality. So basically, I did a lot of like bartending and working in different cafes. That was like really easy job to get as a foreign backpacker, because like I already had the experience again from Finland. So it was like really easy to apply for the jobs, and it didn't take too long. When I got my first job, it was like maybe a week when I went there. Like it was really easy, like after all. Even though I heard like it will be really hard to get a job and stuff, but I found out that it was really like easy after all. And also I was working in a farm, which probably I would say almost everyone will be doing like at some point. And yeah.
Yeah, so you mentioned farm working. I know that you were also in a tough spot in Australia. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that as well?
So many tough spots. Yeah, that was at one point I was like running out of money, and I really needed to have a job. And I was working in a strawberry farm, and I needed to find another place where I could work like more hours, get more paid, and get my like hours done. And then I found out a new farm to work. It was like far away where I was staying. And I ended up buying a bus ticket, which was 25 hours long. So I was basically sitting in a bus 25 hours going like somewhere
Across
in
the country. Yeah.
somewhere in the middle, like no idea what's up, and no idea what's gonna happen. So I got promised like 40 hours a week, like working every day, which was really good. And I knew I would like save a lot of money if I would go there and stuff like that. Then I went there, and the first thing basically which the lady said to me was like, well, there's like nothing to do, like no work at all, but come live with us and just wait for the job to begin. And I knew like I have heard like so many bad stories about exactly the situations like this. Like they will promise you work, then you go there, then you will end up staying there like 2 months without work. And I was like so afraid of that point, because I didn't have money at all, like maybe $300 at that point, which was like really like not much. And then I ended up staying there 2 nights maybe. Yeah. And I made a few phone calls, well, maybe 10 if I'm right. And I ended up going to Sydney after those 2 days. So I bought the plane tickets, and I got a job from the hostel where I was able to work for the accommodation. So I was working like 15 hours a week, and I got a free accommodation. So yeah, I actually called you when I was like so scared. I called you and I said like, yeah, Emma, I'm running out of money. I don't have a job. I don't know what to do. And yeah, you gave me really good advices at that point. But yeah, that was like maybe the toughest spot I was in Australia, because I was alone, running out of money in the middle of nowhere. I really didn't know what to do, and then I had to make decisions like really like fast and like make decisions and
Yeah, quick on your feet.
Yeah,
So yeah, the area that you were was it's a very rural area, so
yeah.
there's basically no cities. It's a tiny town with maybe 2 supermarkets and 1 bar.
Yeah,
So
there's
I live there as
nothing.
well. So what do you think about the working culture in Australia in general? Is it any different from Finland, as it's a Western country?
Well, my experience, it's like the experience I had. I would say, like working in hospitality, it's kind of the same. I don't know, you did like a lot of different work, but well, the salaries are like really, really high compared to Finland. Like, example, I was working in a cafe and I got paid like double which I got in Finland. So I think that was the biggest difference there, I would say.
I think I had a little bit of a different experience. I worked in a lot of different industries. Like I did plumbing, roofing, tiling. I was a painter for 1 year, and then I worked in hospitality as a nanny, as in farming. So I think the weirdest place that I worked in was a circus. So there's a lot of differences in the things that I did. But what I find very odd was how you found a job. Like you just go and hand in your resume and you have a chat with the supervisor and they hire you right away.
Yeah,
So it's not like you apply for a job online. And the other thing that I noticed was that the Australians are always late. So I would arrive as a Finn, I would arrive on time where I'm supposed to be, and the boss would call me like, oh, I'll be half an hour late, so go get coffee or something. So it's for a Finn it was a little bit difficult to get used to.
But actually, I got used to that in Thailand, because in Thailand, like everyone was late every time. Like if I go back there, like back to my Thailand experience, so many mornings I was waiting for our driver to pick me up from the office, so I could go and pick up for like our customers, and most of our customers were Finnish, because like there was like a lot of Finnish people working in the company. So all the Finnish people were always so nervous because we arrived late because of the local people didn't come early to pick me up. So yeah, I got used to that in Thailand already. So when I went to Australia, I wasn't like that surprised about that anymore.
Yeah, and they say that pretty much it's a stereotype of Australians, and it is true as well.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask you, how is it how your international experiences have affected your working life today?
Well, obviously I'm more confident of speaking English. Before I started my studies at Helsinki Business College, I barely spoke any English at all. And I think that has been like the biggest change, I would say. Like I'm always been like really, really nervous of standing in front of people. Example, this situation would be like really, really nerve-wracking for me like a few years ago. Now I'm able to handle it. So I think that's like also like really like big change, like a personal change for me. And also while I work, I speak and I need to write English like every day. I barely speak Finnish at all. Obviously, I have my Finnish colleagues with me, like at the office or in our team. But all the other colleges are international. They're all around the world, from India, UK, Germany, Norway, Sweden. So there's like a lot of people from different backgrounds, from different cultures. So example, it's like there's like a lot of different communication between like in the company itself. So like knowing the different cultures and being familiar with the different ways of communication between different cultures has helped me a lot at my work today. And yeah, I think like I have like more courage, like
in speaking English. Yeah. I also know that you used to be very nervous about talking to unknown people, to an audience. How do you feel about it now?
Well, I don't feel too comfortable with that, but let's say like before I wouldn't like speak in front of people. Let's say it that way. But I think it all like started in Thailand, because like in Thailand at my internship, like I needed to stand up in front of people. I needed to like guide people, like because I was working in a travel company. I needed to be the guide who was guiding everyone. So I think that was the standing point.
Yeah. So tell us, where do you work? You told us you're working in an international bank, and you're working as an anti-money laundering officer. But what does that actually mean?
Well, basically, I'm investigating natural persons, accounts, yeah. So it's really analytical work. I'm analyzing behaviors like every day, and also I need to understand what is normal for, let's say, Finnish people, what is abnormal for Finnish, what is normal from someone who's coming from Asia or America, or like different cultures. I need to understand what is normal, what is not. So also understanding the cultural differences every day. Like every day I need to understand the different cultures in my work as well. But obviously I can't say that much about what I'm doing because of I'm working in a bank, so I have the I can't tell everything. But it's really analytical work, and it's really interesting. There's like a lot of things you need to understand and analyze yourself. So yeah.
So you're basically a detective who does some background working on culture and seeing what's normal for like money usage for certain cultures, and the amounts can be quite crazy sometimes. So it is very interesting what you're doing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So how about having a gap on your CV? So I know since you stayed about a year overseas, and often we think that having a year without the work in your resume looks quite bad. What do you think?
Well, having a gap on my CV hasn't really been a negative thing. Like it's it's not that I have just been sitting at home doing nothing since I've been traveling and being abroad. Like pretty much in every interview I have had, it has been a positive thing, other than either than negative thing. And actually, when I applied to Danske Bank, the interviewer had been living in Thailand herself as well. So there was straight understanding, connection, whatever. So it's been it's actually, I would say it has helped me more than it has been the difficult, yeah, for the employers.
So at the moment you're also studying in Laureate University of Life Sciences. Are you planning on keeping up with your international activities over there?
Yeah, I actually just started my studies this fall, so I'm a rookie still. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing my mandatory studies and then apply for exchange here, and also I want to take part of the international activities as much as I can. Well, obviously due to COVID-19 I can't really plan anything in advance, but yeah, I really want to do my internship also abroad, so I try to take part of those actions as much as I'm able to.
So have you got a plan where to apply to your exchange semester?
Well,
I know.
yeah, I have always wanted to go to Canada, so I think that's the place I'm going to apply. I think that will be a really good opportunity to go there, since, well, that's not a place you can just visit for a week or two. You actually have to go and live there to see the culture and the way of living there.
So why Canada? Have you got an idea what draws you into there?
Well, I have met like a lot of Canadians during my travels. So, well, everyone, like, and I mean everyone who I have met, like, they have been so nice and so like open-minded, and they have given me like really good picture of Canada and Canadian culture, and maybe that's why. I don't know if there's any
Makes
more
sense.
reason, but yeah.
So do you have any other future plans regarding internationality?
Yeah, I was actually planning to go to New Zealand like this January, the following January. But due to the situation we have, obviously I can't go there. So I'm planning to stay maybe a year in Finland and work in Danske Bank, and then after that, well, do my exchange. But after I graduate from Laura, I think I'm going to apply jobs from abroad and gain more like international working experience. And so I feel like I really wanna gain that, and I really, I really wanna like go abroad and experience things and new cultures.
Do you see yourself working more in international banks, or would you do something else?
Well, at this point, I really enjoy my job, and I really like working in a bank. It's like really, like there's a lot of different opportunities you can do in a bank. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna stay with AML jobs, like anti-money laundering, but I think I will stay in the business still. But hard to say. I'm really like interested about entrepreneurships as well, but let's see. Let's see what happens.
So, have you got an advice to our students who are thinking about internationality or taking part in international activities? What would you tell them?
I was really when I was studying, I was really afraid of, like, at first I was really afraid of applying for any international activities, but after all I did it, I think that was the best decision I have made, because I got like a lot of friends from the classes and from the trips as well, and well, don't overthink. I was overthinking a lot. I always thought, like, I was always thinking, what if something happens? Example, if you go abroad and or if you take part of these activities, what if I'm not good? What if I don't speak English as good as everyone else? And stuff like that. I was overthinking a lot, but you shouldn't do that. And I think you should hop on that train if you really think about like getting involved.
So take initiative and just take the leap of faith.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about speaking languages? You said you felt nervous speaking English. Did it evolve or develop while you were away?
Yeah, because before my studies, I barely spoke English. Like, I have always understood it, but I didn't actually speak it because I was really nervous, saying things aloud. I think that's a common for Finnish.
Yeah, we want to be perfect before we open our mouth.
Yeah.
So I had the same problem when I went to Australia. I felt like all the words came out in the wrong order, and I sounded like Yoda or something. So I felt really nervous speaking English as well. So it gets better while you're speaking it. You can learn speaking English from just reading it. You have to actually speak.
Yeah, that's true. So I think all of the studies and my trips which I have done has helped me with that a lot.
How about the people that you met through your travels? Are you still in contact with them?
Yeah, I actually I still have friends which I'm in contact with in Germany, Canada, also in Madagascar as well.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, and also I have still friends in Australia, which I'm speaking maybe on a monthly basis as well. So yeah, so that's actually a good thing about traveling as well. Like when you go abroad, you meet new people, you make friends. So if you want to visit them or visit the country someday, you have always a place to go and a personal guide. So
And you can ask for travel trips, tips in whatever country you are.
yeah, that's true.
All right. Thank you, Jutta, for coming.
course.
If there are any questions, we will be happy to answer them.
Thank you, Jutta, for coming here today. We wanted to give you something to remember us from, and we hope your future plans will come true.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
And we will continue the events of Global Week today at 1 p.m. Then it will be the turn of the Dignity Impact event. See you then and welcome.